Well, thank you for having me. Actually, it's quite unprecedented to see trade grow from such small levels to such enormous levels in such a short period of time. We estimated that the trade this year between Israel and the UAE would be around $2 billion. We've exceeded $1 billion just in the first quarter, as Minister Al-Zayudi announced at the World Economic Forum. These are enormous numbers, and they reflect the fact that the UAE is fast becoming a major trade hub for Israeli companies looking to trade overseas. In fact, UAE and Dubai in particular is becoming the place for Israeli businesses to target the greater Middle East, South Asia, an economy of 1.7 billion people, and even the Far East, displacing in some cases other trade hubs that Israeli companies typically set up in order to target these incredibly fast-growing markets.
Mentioned in the snippet before, obviously this is a move aimed at boosting trade between the two countries, but what else do you think the two nations hope to boost and get out of this agreement as well?
Well, I think this reflects more broadly the integration of the region. The fact that Israelis, and we're speaking here of around 1,000 Israeli companies, could find this as a place that's hospitable, a place where they have extraordinary trade links throughout the region, where they're welcomed, where they're able to operate efficiently, to hire some of the best international talent, which is quite easy to source here, I think has profound strategic implications for Israel's integration into the region, and also for Israel's place as truly a part of the, let's call it the business ecosystem for which Dubai is so famous.
Do you think, Dorian, as well, that this agreement is ultimately about removing barriers and promoting comprehensive trade and new technologies for the nations?
I think the agreement creates a lot of certainty around taxation, protection of intellectual property, how trade will be managed, all the logistics and administration that is part and parcel of any trade strategy. So as a statement of the country's intent to formalize this, it's super important. But I can tell you, Israeli and Emirati business people, they tend to operate very, very quickly. They don't wait for the government. So you already have literally, hundreds of Israelis who are making the UAE their home, who are visiting here either weekly or spending or moving here permanently. I also think that you're seeing a real welcoming within the trade and commercial community here in UAE, where they see Israelis as really an integrated part of the fabric of commercial life here, alongside Brits, Emiratis from the region, Arabs from elsewhere, Indians, Europeans, and even Americans. And I think this comes on the backdrop of a growth that is faster and deeper and more significant than anyone could have anticipated. Don't forget, trade in 2020 was around $50 million. We have $1 billion just in the first quarter. I don't think we've ever seen trade numbers like this.
Dorian, thank you so much for all that expertise and for coming on to the show as well. Dorian Barak there, the co-founder of the UAE Business Council, joining us from Dubai. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.